Hello everyone, my name is Wolfie, and in this video, I'll be going over 5 tips for new Twitch streamers. Now, before we actually jump into it, you may be wondering, why should I listen to this guy? What makes him an expert on this? Well, I wouldn't really say I'm an expert, but I do have quite a bit of experience with Twitch, because if you're unfamiliar with my Twitch channel, I was actually a partnered streamer who managed to hit 30,000 followers before I stopped streaming. Technically, I guess I could say I'm retired now since I don't stream anymore, but I was partnered on Twitch, and before I stopped, I did have 30,000 followers before I stopped streaming full time. So that's pretty much that. You can take it however you like, but let's go ahead and jump on into it. 5 tips for new Twitch streamers. So the first tip, and what I would say is actually one of the most important tips, is to know the TOS, or the terms of service. Now, every site has their specific terms of service, and you probably don't even read it when you sign up for the site, since all of them have it, and it's basically like the same thing. But with Twitch, well, if we're coming from YouTube, Twitch and YouTube are very different when it comes to their terms of service. Now, if you're a streamer that doesn't want to end up just randomly getting banned one day and being like, why did I get banned? Know the terms of service, because there are some things in there that may surprise you, because you'll probably see it going on YouTube and they don't really do much about it over there. But on Twitch, you could possibly end up getting your account suspended or end up getting permanently banned, because some things that you may see on YouTube that you think are okay, definitely not okay on Twitch, especially certain kinds of jokes. So I would recommend checking out the terms of service and making sure you're crystal clear on what is allowed on Twitch and what is not. I'll have a link so that you can actually check the terms of service out down in the description of the video. So if you're unfamiliar with the terms of service, I would definitely recommend you read that over and you know what's allowed and what's not. Moving on to our next tip, put information in the tabs or the panels that are beneath your stream, because if you don't have any information down there and you're a streamer and you're streaming regularly, people won't know that you're streaming regularly, and they'll look at it and be like, this guy's probably just randomly streaming, and the chances of them coming back for another stream, it's a lot slimmer than if you were to have panels down there which actually have information about you and your stream. So I would definitely recommend you put some info down there, and about me, a schedule if you stream in a schedule, or your best guess at least as to when you think you will possibly be streaming. It's best to have that down there so that people who come by don't look at your stream and think it's a one-time thing, because you're possibly losing out on someone becoming a part of your community by not having that information down there. So I definitely recommend putting some information beneath your stream for those reasons right there. Moving on to our next tip, make friends and be social. And this happens when you're not streaming as well. Like before you even do your first stream, you could do this one. I'd recommend actually doing it before you ever stream, so that you understand kind of what Twitch is about as a platform. Because if you're new to Twitch, you won't really understand this one. And what I mean is, let's say you find some streamers that you like. Just talk in their chat, be interactive in the chat, make friends. The reason why you're doing this is so that you can understand what it's like to be on the other side, because if you want to be a streamer, well, it's nice to have an understanding of what it's like for someone that actually watches streams. So I definitely recommend making friends and being social. And you never know, those friends that you may end up making in another stream, they may be like, hey, let me go ahead and toss a follow to this guy right here. He seems pretty cool. And they may be some of the first viewers you ever have checking out your stream when you do end up streaming. So I definitely recommend being social and making friends on Twitch. Now, another tip here, and this one is before you do your first stream ever as well, is do test streams. You want to make sure that everything on your stream is at 100% and the way you like it. There aren't any kind of issues, because you don't want that popping up when you're streaming, because Well, one of the biggest reasons is when you first start streaming and you don't really have anyone watching your stream, there'll be no one there to tell you if there are problems with your stream, such as maybe the audio is cutting out, maybe the screen is completely black sometimes and they can't see any gameplay. You never know what could possibly happen when you're streaming, so it's definitely a good idea to make sure you do test streams before you do your first stream ever, just to make sure that everything is exactly the way you want it and you don't have any issues going on. And if you don't want to do it on your main account, what you can do is you can actually make a backup account or a test account, which a lot of people do end up doing so that it doesn't show on their main one. And what they do is they just test their stream and make sure everything is the way they like it before they do their actual stream. Or if they're making changes to their stream, they use that backup account to make sure that the changes they're trying to make are working the way that they want them to. So I would definitely recommend doing test streams. Do as many test streams as you need. Do not skimp on that. Test streams, test streams, test streams. And I'll give you the perfect example right now as to why you should do test streams. You see right there, there was no audio with what I was saying, so you have no idea what I just said. And if no one was watching this video, unless I looked at it myself, I would have no idea that the audio itself cut out, forgetting that I'm actually the one making the video. But you understand, that's kind of why you need to do test streams and make sure that everything is running the way you want it to be running. And for our last tip here, this one, a lot of people get into streaming thinking things are going to just come in overnight. And what I mean by that is they'll have a whole bunch of people watching their stream, they'll get a whole bunch of followers, and it'll happen pretty much just like that. The first day you stream, after the first few days, the first week, it doesn't exactly work like that. It hasn't worked like that for the majority of people that have become streamers. It takes time, and it takes a lot of time actually to end up building a community like the ones that you probably see when you're going through a directory yourself. It takes a lot of time. The 30,000 followers that I had on Twitch, that took me quite a while to build up, several years in fact. So you got to be patient with it and try not to get discouraged if you stream for a couple of days and you look at your followers and you're like, I only have a couple of followers, or even if you don't have any at all, try not to get discouraged because that's how the process works. If it were really easy to do, well, everyone who streamed would have a million followers by now. But they don't. So you got to be patient with it and give it a bit of time, and you constantly work on it and you slowly improve along the way. And as you do that, your follower count will grow as time goes on. There's a lot of trial and error when it comes to streaming, especially when you're just starting. But videos like this can definitely help you out a little bit and hopefully point you in the right direction. Now, if there's anything from the technical side of Twitch that you are curious about, you're unsure of, I do have a ton of other videos on my channel where I go over the more technical things, and those may possibly be able to help you out. If there's anything you're wondering, maybe how to upload your Twitch streams to YouTube, how to save them forever, anything along those lines, be sure to check out some of the other videos on my channel, and those may possibly be able to help you out. Also, if you like this video and you'd like to see more stuff like this, let me know. I've got a comment section down below. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm thinking of making this an actual series where maybe I can do more advanced things as we move further. But for now, I decided, you know what? Since I think there are a lot of new people hopping into Twitch lately, we'll just start off with some of the basics. And that's what we just covered here in this video. But maybe you've been streaming for a little bit and you never even thought about these things. They could definitely help you out, so it didn't hurt watching this video, did it now? But if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe. I'm Wolfie, and I'll see you next time. Bye.